Anyway, so there's that. Okay, we're going to move on. Before we watch the decay of Andrew Tate, I do want to get to Aaron Rodgers talking about being immunized.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year or so, but man, it's been a good year.
What was the craziness
The
like?
Democratic-
Like when all the people were calling you a plague rat and I mean, it's you and the, how do you say the guy's name, the tennis player?
Roger Djokovic?
Yeah,
Djokovic.
I mean, we talk about the healthiest human beings on earth, professional
Well, he's not playing
athletes.
in the U.S.
Yeah.
Open now.
Yeah, I know.
Because of this.
Which is bananas. The guy's already had COVID, recovered from it. I think he had it twice.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best athletes in the world. I mean, the guy's body's in tip-top
Tennis
condition.
players are
Oh,
incredible fitness.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, you can't come. You didn't follow the rules. Like it defies science, defies logic. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes sense, especially at this stage of the pandemic, air quotes. I mean, what the fuck, man? What was it like for you?
It was really difficult for sure, and a lot of different reasons. I think I knew that this was coming down, that at some point I was going to talk about my status because I'd chosen to not get vaxxed for reasons that you talked about on your show and I talked about on...
We should just say it because it's kind of important. You're
Very.
allergic to a medication or a part of the vaccine.
Right.
What is it called?
PEG, polyethylene glycol. And so I did my research.
Wait, for real? Or is he lying? Fuck no, it's not. Wait, if that was the case, why the fuck wouldn't he say it? Originally, why wouldn't he have his, like, doctor say it? Because, like, people can fucking... He says this after. Why ain't he say that at first? He says after, it's an excuse now. No, you could get, like, an actual medical exemption and not a single person would be like, dude, you fucking suck. You're a psycho. Also, I don't even know. I don't know what that is, the chemical that he's talking about, and I don't know how common it is. But what I do know is that this motherfucker never mentioned it. Because if someone said... Also, he said he was vaccinated. Well, he didn't say he was vaccinated. He said he was immunized.
No, I think typically speaking, because I'm healthy and I take care of myself, getting vaccinated was not on the top of my list. But, you know, I wanted to look into it because everybody was doing it and talking about it and trying to be safe. And I wanted to make sure I was, you know, doing my part if that's what was necessary to keep myself safe and my loved ones safe and my teammates safe. Then I looked into it. And at the time, I went on the CDC website and they specifically said, you know, if you're allergic to PEG, we do not recommend you get vaccinated with the mRNA vaccinations. So the only other one available was Johnson & Johnson, and it had just got pulled at the time for blood clots. So I looked into other options, which included an immunization process through a holistic doctor, and I researched and talked to probably a dozen different MDs and found a protocol that I felt like was the best available.
And what's involved in that protocol?
It involved basically a couple-month process of taking a diluted strand of the virus. So I was doing basically what the vaccine is supposed to do without...
How do they do that?
I don't know the exact way that they did that, but it was
by injection?
No, it was
Wait.
it was oral.
Was this motherfucker microdosing? He was microdosing the virus instead of just taking Literally, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I'm losing my mind. This is so much funnier than him just... Dude. I love these people so much because they provide endless amounts of content. Okay? Like, Joe Rogan saying like, oh, I'm not going to take the vaccine because I'm really healthy. Fuck you, pussies. Like, you libtards will never make me. Is like kind of funny. Especially when he got COVID and got really scared. And threw the kitchen sink at it. Right? But it is nowhere near as funny as like this fucking granola freak turning around and being like, I didn't want to take the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So what I did was a worse version of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which was just like made in a literal fucking bathtub where I just took someone who had COVID, cough into, I don't know, like a test tube, and then ate the test tube. I just drank COVID bathwater. Exactly. I was microdosing COVID sweat. Love that. That is incredible. Let him have this, dude.
And
bro, he's allergic. There's blood clots. His body makes millions of dollars. I'd be cautious too. Bro, are you fucking stupid? If he actually did what he's claiming to have done, then that's infinitely more scary for him, you fucking idiot. If he actually microdosed COVID on his own, that is severely, and I mean severely and infinitely scarier for the $1 million body. You're so fucking stupid, chatter. What the fuck? Motherfucker's like, oh man, I'm so scared. To be fair, he said earlier he didn't take the J&J vaccine because it was pulled before he was looking into vaccinating. No. I know. I wanted to be fair to him too. That sounds reasonable. But then he said he microdosed the COVID vax, dude. Not even the COVID vaccine. He microdosed COVID. It's over. At that point, you say that to me, I'm like, all right, dude, that's wild. Every day he had somebody who was COVID positive do some mouth stuff to him. He did his research, bro. Yeah, bro, come on. Also, remember, blood clots happen when you have COVID too. And like part of the vaccine is that it diminishes the worst symptoms of COVID, which is, of course, part of the reason why you get vaccinated. And if you don't get fucking vaccinated and get COVID, or you don't get vaccinated and get microdosed with COVID, I'm fairly certain that's going to be worse for you overall, dude. What is this? Nah, bro. Aaron understands natural immunity. He won the Super Bowl a decade ago and was immunized against it, ever making it there again. Oh, dude. Love that. Untiming you out for that one. I do appreciate a good, funny sports quip every now and then that even I can comprehend.
How are they even getting a diluted strand of the virus?
I don't know that exactly or want to get into that exactly. I don't think.
Wait, we got to run this back because it was brilliant and I kind of like got lost in the sauce here.
What the vaccine is supposed to do without...
How do they do that?
I don't know the exact way that they did that, but it was
by injection?
No, it was.
But you mean to tell me that a do-your-own-research guy didn't do his own research when it comes to holistic medication? Color me surprised. Guys, turns out the do-your-own-research Andes never do their own fucking research when it comes to holistic medication. Wow! That's crazy. I'm so shocked. It's like all those people on Twitter that are like, oh, I fucking hate the Democratic Party. They're all such liars. They're the bourgeois party. And then they, for some weird reason, are like never skeptical of the Republican Party. It's like hating the Democratic Party is fine because of how close they are in policy to the Republican Party, okay? But that doesn't mean you should turn around and be like, oh no, but the Republicans are the true proletarian party. That's crazy. So I do love this though, because like, one, it's the age-old meme about skeptics who are just never skeptical about the people that agree with them. They're just skeptical of the mainstream narrative, but never apply that same level of skepticism to like Facebook memes that they're reading that's breaking their fucking brains. But also, thank you, Grandpa Spence, for the 5 gifted subs. The issue with his argument is that he tried this alternative treatment with the NFL, and the NFL team of doctors did not accept it. Yeah, no shit, they didn't accept it. Yeah, free thinkers never think free. Now, for those of you who say, well, that's actually how old school vaccinations worked, or that's technically how it is, you are so uncharitable to those who do not share your same viewpoint. It's fucking maddening. Brother, if you can't comprehend the inherent contradiction... Wait, what? This chat is fucking cringe. Transgender equals hating everything outside of your norm. Welcome to Chat Ruins Everything. HasanAbi is the biggest narcissist on Twitch. Fucking man-child. Parasocial Andy's out in full force today. Triggered much? Fake socialist. You're a fucking jaded fake socialist. Go fuck yourself. Bro, you haven't written one positive thing in the chat, bro. Are you okay? Triggered. HasanAbi's a blue-haired SJW, but yeah, don't laugh at trans people. /sigh. Okay, let's see if I can nail down. It's okay to have shit taste in comedy. You add a new necklace every day? Like, oh my God, it's from day one. Usually when we look back at chatters like this who have been subscribed for like 6 months, but following since June 1st, 2020, there's always like a turning point. Like I say something that they hold on to. I say something that they hold on to for like years. And they're like, that, I agree with like 98% of everything you said, but not this one thing. So I'm going to fucking, you said something about cats and it broke my brain and now I hate you, right? But this guy has just like hated me from the jump, I think, but still subscribed for some reason. Are you okay? It's also ironic. You're so uncharitable to those who do not share your same viewpoint. It's fucking maddening. Bro, you said, I don't hate you, lol. Bro, you gotta... I don't think watching this stream is helping you, man. He's like hating you is my full-time job now, brother. That's why I fucking subscribe to you, so I don't see the top of the hour ad breaks, you know what I mean? That come at the top of every hour. And for the past 6 months, I've been making sure that I can hate on you in an uninterrupted capacity. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hate on you in an uninterrupted fashion, even at the top of the hour when there's a 6-second ad break, okay? I'm your number one hater, bitch. I've given you money, okay? Giving you money. I don't like that you used me for a fucking segue, you piece of shit. HasanAbi kind of is. I have Twitch on my other monitor at work. What? Bros at work. Deal with it. Wait, no, dude, I love it. I don't give a shit. First of all, I love that you're doing the socialist thing of not offering 100% productivity at work because you shouldn't. They're not paying you for that. But also, he literally admitted, he's like, yeah, it's my full-time job. I have a job, but then also on top of that, my second job is hating on you. Anyway, but if you want to hate more adequately and accurately at the top of the hour, you can subscribe, just like Django did, you know? Haters and lovers alike. Everybody subscribes to the HasanAbi broadcast for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting their Amazon Prime account to their Twitch account, you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Or you can get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Thank you, Transphobia Phobic, for the 3 gifted subs. Thank you, Grandpa Spence, for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 8 people to no longer see the ads. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Boss makes $1, Django makes a dime. That's why he hates on the HasanAbi broadcast on the company time. Love that. Love that for you. Keep hating, brother. Don't be so fucking Don't be so cringe. You think trans people are cringe, but it is infinitely more cringe to be transphobic. You are significantly more cringe. You are a weak person. You have a tiny mental fortitude. Just a small brain. If your entire existence is like undermined by trans people existing as they have throughout society and throughout history. I do believe you have the capacity to change, though. Okay. Anyway, let's continue with the Aaron Rodgers shit.
It was oral, and
how are they even getting a diluted strand of the virus?
I don't know that exactly, or want to get into that exactly. I don't think, but there was hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of people that I knew in this circle that were using, that have been doing this to protect ourselves, because we were thinking, hey, look, for me, I didn't want to risk.
Bro, I love this. No research. Do your own research against all the medical research. Don't do your own research when it comes to homeopathic treatments.
Anaphylactic shock, or any type of clotting with, associated with the vaccine. So, that was my only option: either do nothing or do this process. And I felt like that this was the best way to protect myself and my teammates, and that the NFL would understand, and maybe grant me a waiver, because one of the most difficult parts about the whole process was that there was clearly two classes of player at the facility. There was the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. And the vaxxed had full privileges. They tested once every 2 weeks. They had full privileges on the road. They could go out to dinner on the road. They could go to a concert in town. They could go to a comedy show that was in town. They could be at any place they wanted to, right, and live life normally. Non-vaxxed, fully masked, zero privileges on the road, could not go into establishments more than 15.
Damn, bro. That's crazy, especially because like local ordinance also prohibited you from doing that. But hey, love that. Love that. Love that for you. You're in one of the white quarterbacks are my shit, dude. Straight up. Plays in one of the blackest sports on the fucking planet, okay? And still has no comprehension. Still will literally fucking make a direct example to segregation because he just chose not to fucking take the vaccine. Awesome. That's crazy. Same hair as you? Okay, fucking calm down, bro. Well, I got vaccinated. Yeah. The worst thing about segregation was that, you could have easily taken a vaccine and not be black, and then you could just, like, go and not get hate crimed. Meanwhile, this is significantly worse. It's because you're not even separate but equal,
People, you cannot be around more than three individuals from the team outside the facility. All these different, what I think now we all realize were crazy policies, and that's what actually got me into trouble, was that I attended a Halloween party in a 10,000 square foot warehouse with 18 other individuals, all fully vaccinated, and myself not vaxxed, and was eventually fined for that. End up getting COVID from a vaccinated teammate of mine who contracted COVID and spread it. And that's where it gets a little bit crazy. And I told this story, I think on the McAfee show, but I said, when I came to camp, they knew I was not vaccinated, right? So you had to submit a vaccination card that went to the system with the NFL. And obviously I didn't have one, so we were given wristbands too. So everybody in the facility knew who was vaxxed and who wasn't vaxxed. Vaxxed was green, non-vaxxed was yellow.
I think it's one of the funniest. This is one of the funniest things to cry about. Because, like, it could have been avoided so easily. It's like if the NFL, okay, if the NFL was like, hey, in order to make it seem like our, team owners are not like, plantation owners or whatever, we've decided that there's a new rule, okay? You can no longer, as a white guy, say the N-word all the time, okay? New rule in the NFL. And if you do say it all the time, we're going to give you a band that says you say it all the time. And all you need to do to stop that from happening, and, there's like additional restrictions that come along with it because no one wants to be around a person who has to say the N-word all the time, who has to say it, right? But the easiest way to stop is just by not saying the N-word, right? And he's like, no, can't do it. I'm still going to say it. Bro, just get vaccinated. And if you legitimately have like an allergic reaction to the vaccine, okay, then you should be able to get a medical eligibility card. The easiest thing you can do is play the top of the hour. I already played it.
Oof. So already it's weird,
Yeah.
like wearing your colors out.
What? Not your best point? How is that not my best point? The point is the disagreements or the divide between the unvaccinated and the vaccinated is so severe. Okay, it is straight up the easiest thing to avoid. Okay? The easiest thing. Just get fucking vaccinated. It's not that difficult. Millions of Americans did it. If that's oh, by the way, apparently he did mention that he was allergic almost a year ago. Okay. I know he was allergic to 2/3 of them, and the J&J just got hit with blood clotting. Yeah, he talked about that. These guys put all kinds of shit on their bodies, including stem cells for recovery, but when it comes to the vaccine, suddenly there's a problem. Dude, he's sitting in front of the guy who has shoved needles in his ass. Okay? You're sitting across from a dude who has taken every imaginable fucking steroid and also drugs on top of that. He puts shit in his body all the fucking time and continues to do so while they're smoking cigars, and he's like, yeah, it's really bad for blood clotting. It can fucking kill me. I don't know.
Out there. And I think, to do an aside here, there was a lot of shaming involved in it. There was a lot of public shaming that was attempted to coerce people to get vaccinated.
By the way, this is the alternative that the players union agreed to so that dickheads like this could still fucking play football. Okay? So it's not like, because the alternative, if there was no players union, would be you're fired. You're done. So remember that.
Because not only are you wearing a yellow wristband, you're the only ones wearing masks. And you have to work out by yourself. Can't work out with your teammates.
So no drills, nothing?
Well, you could at practice. But weight room stuff, or our weight room every day, we're working out on the side. Just the 7 of us not vaxxed.
Is it because practice is outside and the weight room is inside? Is it
supposedly? Yeah. But so they knew my vaccination status from the start. as did all of my teammates. There was a lot of talk about I endangered my teammates and, I lied to my teammates or my team from day one that I returned, which was July 25th probably of 2021. They knew where I was at. Everybody did. Also on the side, I had an appeal going with the NFL because I said, look, here's my health issues. Here's the protocol I went through. Here's the research behind it. Gave them 500 pages of research from a number of people that put together case-reviewed studies around homeopathy and immunizations and the safety in them and also the efficacy of them. And then I had a conversation with the league, and the league said in this conversation, this is when I knew that my appeal was definitely not going to happen, was they said, it's not possible for a vaccinated person, to contract or transmit COVID if they've been vaccinated. And I said, you got to be kidding me. Because I showed up and 5 people, non-players, 5 people fully vaxxed are out with COVID. So what are you talking about? And he said, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, boy.
And I said, no, I just think I'm a realist. I'm just looking at the facts here. Like
And
you just
what
told
point
me.
in the pandemic was this?
This was like beginning of August, 2021.
So by then, they had already...
Didn't he get like pussy pilled by a fucking crystal mommy or some shit? I mean, I guess like you're still personally like fucking brain broken if you are of such weak mind that one crystal mommy will turn you into this like fucking granola weirdo, right? He's always been a dipshit according to his family. Yeah. No one in the scientific community said that. Every epidemiologist has said since day one that you can still contract and spread COVID while vaccinated. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, straight up, every single person has said that. Like, I just, the only people that said, oh, well, I guess you can't get and contract and give other people COVID if you get the vaccine, were the right wingers. They made the narrative that, like, the COVID vaccine was supposed to be goated and OP and would prevent you. Goaded and OP and would fucking prevent you specifically so that they could just like shit on it. I didn't hear it from like, I don't know, I didn't hear it from like left-wing sources. Maybe like Rachel Maddow or some shit, maybe in the beginning. But it's kind of like, you know what's really funny? You know what this is like? It reminds me of like a very conservative take, right? Conservatives love creating straw men that they then attack. And because their media, because their like media power is so good at manipulating people, that what ends up happening is that straw man actually takes effect and people literally believe the straw man only to then shit on the straw man. And then a year later, some fucking dumbass leftist will then also get on the straw man. Like, there will straight up be like leftists who are like, no, we are like that, actually. It's like the idea of claiming that the entirety of the left are a bunch of fucking woke scolds who are joy killers, who have nothing going on in their lives, and then like having real leftists be like, yeah, no, I am a joy killer. I don't think you should have any joy. It's bourgeois decadence.
already known that breakthrough infections were real. By then, it had already, I mean, the vaccines started being rolled out. Was it, what was the first year? It was January of 2020 where they started getting them to older people, right?
For the record, you're saying, some people in the chat are saying like, oh, Biden said it, whatever. Like, first of all, Biden is brain broken. And he most likely, I don't remember the exact take that he had. He most likely fucked up, just like he fucks up all the goddamn time. And immediately clarified, just like he does all the fucking time. But what you have to remind yourselves is like, just because there were a couple people that said that doesn't change the reality that like the actual medical community openly stated time and time again that there is not a single fucking vaccine out there that is 100% effective, because there isn't. There is no vaccine that 100% eliminates or eradicates your capabilities of contracting a fucking disease and giving it to other people. You understand? That doesn't exist. Like, that doesn't work that way. There's always going to be people. There's always going to be, disease will sometimes trump that. But none of this even matters because, as I pointed out already, these motherfuckers are like, I'm doing my own research when it comes to combating like 1,000 years of medical information, okay? And millions of scientists working on, this kind of medical technology. They're doing their own research against all that, which also is just like reading Facebook memes or whatever. But there's no research on the homeopathic therapy that he did to himself. Do you not see how fucking stupid that is? Joe Rogan asked him, how did you get contracted with a microdosed version of fucking COVID? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Are you stupid? You didn't do your fucking research on the bathtub medicine you got? Do you now understand why that's really fucking dumb, chat? Please. These motherfuckers never do their own research when it comes to Facebook memes. The Facebook memes are the research. It's crazy.
No, that's when it started.
The whole thing
Right,
started.
I'm sorry. January of 2021, rather.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
January of 2021, they started giving out to older people, wasn't that?
They started rolling them out in March and April because that's when I was going through the process of researching and looking into what I could do to protect myself, having the allergy that I
And
had.
by August, people were already getting it,
Yes.
even though they had been vaccinated. So this was not,
It wasn't talked about, I don't think, a whole lot.
Right, but it was 4 months
But
after
it was definitely happening.
So it was
Yeah.
definitely happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had only known one person at that time, somewhere around April, that had been vaccinated and also got COVID, and I just thought it was an aberration.
I didn't, based on what I saw in the first few weeks at the facility. And that's why I thought that there was an opportunity. But it was difficult because we were separated. There was a whole other situation that was going on that, also was going on in the rest of society, is that my non-vax teammates who were on the bubble, right? So 53 guys make the active roster, 16 on the practice squad. So that's 69 guys on the squad. There's 90 in camp, right? So of the, I said 7, I think it was about 10 guys not vaxxed. Only a few of us were guaranteed roster spots, like we were going to be on the team. And there's a lot of bubble guys. The general managers, and there was talk around the league how general managers were not going to keep bubble non-vax players, right? So they were already up against it. Not only did non-vax players have a harder chance of making the squad, but they also had an almost 0% opportunity to get a workout afterwards. So if you get cut, right, and the season starts, every Tuesday during the football season, most teams will bring in anywhere from 5 to 15 guys for workouts just to see who's out there. Is there any players they can add to the roster? So if you weren't vaxxed, you had a very low percentage, not just of keeping a job, but even getting a job.
Forcing a vaccine on healthy people is stupid. Yeah, you're right, dude. You're so right. No, good thing we're not doing that. And now polio is back. You know what I mean? Fucking idiot. God, you guys are so stupid. I can't believe how fucking stupid people are. I totally forgot the whole like vaccine conversation. It's been so long, dude. It's just like, I really thought that we were done. I really thought people were just like, all right, fuck it. Like YOLO, I'll take it. Or you're just dead now. You know what I mean? Or your grandparents are fucking dead because they didn't take it. And for a brief matter of time, for a brief moment, I was like, you know, we have some solace. Nope. Nope. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to do with that information. Like 1 million people fucking died. The large majority of the millions of people were still unvaccinated, especially if they're under the age of like 75. You know what I mean? Especially if they're not like so fucking old that they definitely got the vaccine and might have still died as a consequence of it, right? But the large majority is still unvaccinated of those deaths. And you motherfuckers are still like, nah, fuck it. For anti-vaxxers, their entire identity has got to be a miserable experience. Yeah, I mean, it's like community building for them, you know? You forget the polling on how many people regretted it for no fucking reason? Yeah, all those people begging to be vaccinated on death's doorstep, you know? Literally fucking telling nurses, please, is there nothing you can do? Well, they died because they didn't have Paxlovid back then. They died because they only thought, because they thought foolishly, as a consequence of people like Joe Rogan and others like him, claiming that ivermectin was the cure. They died not being able to fucking breathe away from their friends and family. Thoughts and prayers, baby. Thoughts and motherfucking prayers. They died because they were fucking fat and didn't realize that they were fucking fat while they were simultaneously saying, if you're healthy, you shouldn't be able to take it, brother.
Opportunity, like a workout, which is wild. And so after this conversation with the league, I knew that my appeal was going away, and they were doing this, I call it a witch hunt, where they were asking every single player, are you vaccinated? They were asking a bunch of big quarterbacks, and some guys were saying, it's personal or whatever, didn't want to talk about their status. And that almost guaranteed you weren't vaccinated, right? So then they were getting ripped, and certain guys said, yes, I'm vaccinated. And, then they tried to get them to say shit about their teammates, who weren't vaccinated, like dogged their teammates out. So I'd been ready the entire time for this question and had thought about how I wanted to answer it. And I had come to the conclusion, I'm going to say, I've been immunized. And if there's a
brilliant, that makes this so much funnier. He was like, oh yeah, I should probably create a deliberate PR response to the inevitable shitting on that I'm going to have to go through. And the best thing he came up with was, I'm actually immunized. Dude, I love that. Big brain genius, dude. I thought quarterbacks were supposed to be smart, dude. What the fuck? Oh, jeez. I love that.
Follow up, then talk about my process. But thought there's a possibility that I say I'm immunized. Maybe they understand what that means. Maybe they don't. Maybe they follow up. They didn't follow up. So then I go the season, them thinking, some of them, that I was vaccinated. Right, because the only follow-up they asked was...
Yeah, because people don't immediately assume you're going to lie to them, dude. What? He's just basically like, I found a very clever way to just lie to people who weren't expecting me to be a dumbass, who hadn't taken the vaccine and was, dodging the accusations. I misled them. And they
basically asking me to rip on my teammates. Like, what do you say to your teammates who aren't vaccinated? Like, what kind of example do you feel like you're setting, to your teammates who aren't vaccinated? And I said, hey, it's everybody's own decision with their body, and we're super healthy individuals. We take care of ourselves. We understand what goes in our bodies, and I don't have any judgment on any decision that a guy makes with their own body, right? But I knew at some point if I contracted COVID or if word got out, because it's the NFL and there's leaks everywhere, it was possible I'd have to answer the questions. And then sure enough, I contract COVID in...
Dude, I love this. He's very proudly being like, yeah, I fucking lied to so many people. It was sick. Oh, that's fire, to be honest. So yeah, and then I got COVID. Notice how he isn't bringing up the allergy? Yeah, what's up? Apparently he did mention it, by the way, to be fair. Aaron Rodgers claims he's allergic to COVID-19 mRNA vaccine. He says he's taken ivermectin after testing positive. I don't understand why his allergy was not enough, but he said it after it got leaked. No doctor said he was allergic. Oh, that was his like. Apparently, the COVID-19 vaccine ingredient can trigger allergic reactions, but it's rare. Polyethylene glycol and polysorbate are additives in the COVID-19 vaccine. They protect the mRNA as it enters the human cell. PEG and polysorbate are found in many products, including skincare, cosmetics, medications, and laxatives. If I see this motherfucker on a laxative, dude, I'm calling him out. Also, I don't know why we would ever like listen to this guy be truthful about his own personal allergies after he flexed on everyone by how well he lied.
Well, at the beginning of November, end of October. And that's when the shitstorm hit, because now I'm a liar. I'm endangering, the community, my teammates, all these people, and the attempted takedown of me and, my word and my integrity began. But so that was difficult.
Wait, what? He just said he lied. Wait, what? But you just admitted it. What's going on? Yo, the layers of cognitive dissonance is so powerful in this conversation, because he just said he lied and kind of bragged about it, and then turned around and was like, they're calling me a liar. But you just openly stated that you duped everybody. You literally just said, I lied successfully for so long. Lol. And then was like, oh man, I can't believe they said I was a liar.
But I will say, and I'm thankful to be on this show, like, I really appreciate you and you helping me out during that time. I reached out to you, I think beginning of the season, I feel like, and just said, hey, because you had talked about in your podcast a little bit, you'd had some, controversial, maybe less controversial now, people on there talking
quite a bit
about,
less controversial now,
talking about their, their experts in the field, talking about, their own ideas about COVID, and you helped me with a game plan to be ready in case I did get COVID, and I followed it to a T. And when I got COVID, within 36 hours, I was, symptom free and feeling amazing. But the protocols was you were off for 10 days. So I missed a game. We lost a football game. I came back, had to answer a ton of questions about it. Obviously had my, basically I lost, the majority of allies I thought I had in the media. The good thing.
Seal puncher, why are all the anti-mask, anti-vaxxers taking a victory lap like they were right all along? I see it everywhere now. Because if you're an anti-masker or an anti-vaxxer, you most likely lack object permanence. So what you are failing to consider is that the environment that we're in is still rife with a lot of medical disability as a consequence of getting long COVID, which we're not really addressing. And also, they're thinking that, like, right now, the many remedies and treatments and different kinds of vaccines that are readily available to pretty much everyone that ends up getting COVID, and the number of people that actually do have some level of immunization, I guess. Not immunization directly, but some level of fucking antibodies as a consequence of getting COVID and surviving, or just straight up, getting vaccinated and then getting COVID and surviving. So you're like doubly protected in that situation, has created this environment for these people who think like, yeah, no, it's like we were right all along. It's like, motherfucker, you were entirely different. When you said no to masking at a time and no to fucking lockdowns at a time when there was no vaccine, you were out of your fucking mind. When you said no to vaccines at a time when no alternative remedies were easily available, you were out of your fucking mind. You can do a victory lap now when the circumstances are dramatically different. And even then, there's still people dying of COVID, by the way. And even then, people are still getting long-dicked by long COVID, by the way. Just because you don't see it in front of you doesn't change that reality, by the way. It's just wild to me that they're just taking they're I guess doing victory laps. But hey, you know who's not doing a victory lap? Anti-vaxxers who died of COVID. Yeah, guess what? They're not doing a victory lap because they're fucking dead.
The thing is, it drew a real line in the sand, and everybody who wanted to jump on me and trash me did and showed their true colors. And very few people, kind of in the media at least, stuck by me.
Polyethylene glycol is the main ingredient of paintball paint. He had no problem getting splattered, but can't take a vaccine. No, brother, you don't understand. He dodged them. He dodged them paintballs. See? Not touching them. He never got hit. He got vaxxed against the paintball. I mean, the thing that he's saying he has an allergy to is like a pretty prominent ingredient in like pretty much everything. If he was actually allergic to it, the NFL would have allowed his medical exception. He's just a dumbass. Hey, by the way, even if they allowed his medical exception, okay, or exemption, he would still probably have to quarantine additionally and have like an additional level of scrutiny over his actions. Why? Because that's how it fucking works. He's been microdosing paint chips. That's awesome. Wait, that's how we got fucking immunized, dude. He ate the paint chips? Is that how it works? Also, shit camp is back, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Big announcement. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Shit camp is back.
Almost shit camp. Where's my juicer? Bring your Twitch